Ashley, Puida, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. I know you're super busy. Fun fact, I have never talked to an IFBB pro who can play the piano. Did it come natural for you learning the piano?
Actually, no. I took lessons when I was very young, all the way through probably my junior year. No, my freshman year of college. My father plays beautifully. All my brothers and sisters play some type of instrument. So I guess to say it comes naturally, maybe it's in my genes. But I did take lessons for a very long time.
And it's classical piano?
Mostly classical piano. Yeah, that's what I grew up learning. I always had an interest in Broadway tunes, so I learned a lot of that when I was younger, but for the most part, classical.
That's really cool. Good for you. When you're not doing athletic things, what else do you like to do?
You know, it's hard to say because I love to snowboard and I'm an avid outdoorsy kind of person. I love hiking and mountain climbing and camping. But I guess you could say that's athletic in a sense. So to think of something outside of being athletic, it's hard to think of anything. I guess I love to go to the symphony. I love the ballet. Obviously I love music. So Broadway shows are also, something that I love to go do. I'm a foodie, which is hard to be when you're in the fitness industry. So I do love to go out and eat at restaurants, and I enjoy beer and wine and all those things that we can't have when we're prepping for shows.
Well, the bodybuilding season is just starting. You and I were just talking off camera that we were watching the Arnold, which is going on right now. This month, Ashley, you competed in the Legends Classic. How was that experience for you?
Legends Classic to date was the hardest show that I've ever competed in. Obviously, as an amateur, when I was an amateur, a very, very different competition, but the hardest as a pro by far. And the experience was, it was phenomenal to be on stage with competition that tough. It just brings the reality that, you're competing against some of the best women in the world, and it's tough. It's very hard. They bring their A game. They're very professional, very good at what they do. So, to be considered good enough to be up there among them is an honor and a privilege. And Muscle Contest puts on excellent shows. Everything's done very well. Everything's very professional. It's very smooth. There isn't any glitches. There's very little stress. So, I really do enjoy doing Muscle Contest shows. But Legends this year was by far probably the best show that I've done today.
What all goes on behind the scenes to get to the point of stepping on stage? Kind of a broad question, but
yeah,
touch on it a little bit.
There is so much. There's quite a bit. I guess in a nutshell, there's the training, right? And that's the most obvious part is training and dieting. So there's that, but then I think what a lot of people don't understand is that, we practice our posing every single day for 30, 45 minutes a day. And there's, the routine and picking out the suit and the jewelry you're going to wear and, comparing yourself and observing your competition. And there's it's a lot of time, meal prepping and grocery shopping, and it's never ending.
Well, when is your next show? I know you're prepping right now. What are you doing next?
I did have a couple weeks off after Legends, which I thoroughly enjoyed. My next show, as of right now, is going to be Salt Lake, which is April 22nd. So I just started getting ready for that. I just kind of buckled back in, and it's in a little bit more than 7.5 weeks.
Let's jump back in time to 2015 when you got your pro card. What was that moment like for you?
It's hard to describe, It was an enormous show. Especially, I sort of walked into the bikini world right at the tail end of when it wasn't quite as saturated yet. And so by USA's, there was a significant amount of girls competing in the bikini category. And in my class, I'm F class, I'm 5'10". So to have 65 girls that are over 5'8", 5'9", whatever it is, in one class, I mean, it looked like the USA women's professional volleyball team had gotten dressed up in blingy suits and were competing on stage. It was really intense. There was a lot of girls and very good competition. So when I knew that I had won first place, it was almost surreal because it's an amazing feeling. It really is. I had done 7 shows that year prior to that, and it was something that I had been preparing for a long time, and I had been dreaming about it and wanting it and working for it, and I was obsessed. I was absolutely obsessed with getting my pro card, and then it happened. So it was amazing. It's any amateur competitor's dream.
5'10". That's awesome. Didn't realize that.
It's unusual in the pro world, that's for sure.
Ashley, who are the people that are investing their time in you to try and help you get to the Olympia stage?
I have phenomenal sponsors. I'm sponsored by Global Formulas, which is such a great family of people, and they have a great product too. I'm also sponsored by SKS Bikinis, and Mario, who's the owner of SKS, he's been with me since I was just an amateur, and to be with him and grow with him has been a wonderful experience. He's amazing. His suits are amazing, and we've had a great time growing together. And I'm also sponsored by Hollow Rock Gear, which is just a new, recent sponsorship. Athletic gear, athletic clothing, that's actually very functional, and it's really good clothing. It really is. And they're a newer company, so they're just kind of coming out onto the scene, but they've got some really great stuff coming out this spring. So definitely be sure to check them out.
Are you wearing a different color, a suit, different kind of suit for next month?
You know, I don't think so. I have done really well in this suit. I don't know. I can't say yet. It's something that I've actually been thinking about. It's funny that you asked that. I don't know if you've noticed, I really do just wear that same color all the time. And the reason is I've done so well in it, and I've had judges tell me not to change the suit, not to change the color, that they really love that look on me. And, you know, why fix it if it's not broken? And it's also kind of a brand. It's a branding thing. I think that the more you present yourself in the same way, the more recognizable you become. And obviously, you know, that's kind of how branding works. So I don't know yet. I've tossed the idea around. I love the way those bottoms look on me, so.
That's cool. Well, last question for you. Someone might be watching this video and thinking they wish they could have motivation like you to eat healthy, work out. What would you say to them?
It's not an easy thing to do, but I think once you start seeing the results, it becomes very addicting. You just have to get up and do it. You know, it's all about how bad you really, really want it. You know, I take clients here and there, and I've seen them transform not just their bodies, but their lives and their mental well-being. I think that for all of us, being healthy and looking a certain way is just, you know, let's just face it, it's just something that people think about and want all the time. You know, it's in the magazines, it's all over TV, and it's possible for anyone. You know, anyone can do it. You just really have to believe that you can and take the right steps. And more than anything, it's just the commitment and the perseverance and sticking to it every day, day in, day out. I think that's the hardest part for people is initially they won't see results, and it doesn't happen overnight, and there is no quick fix or this machine that you can strap on that's going to, you know, make you lose 20 pounds or a pill you can take. There's no easy way to gain muscle and there's no fast way to lean out. It's just, it's consistency and doing it over and over again. And I think part of the problem is that people see success from people like, you know, myself or others in my industry, and they think, oh my gosh, this overnight success, this person just became like this. And that's not true. These, you know, people, athletes in my industry and others work for years before you even hear of them. So yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just to stick to it and really want it, and no matter what, you know, even if you fail a couple of times, you just never give up.
Ashley, you're a very inspirational person. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.